Alright, so here we are. So far so good. Got to get a power supply sorted for the KCM. ECM I won't be hooking up just yet because I don't have another set of extruders. I'm just running the 4 at the moment. So I'm going to order another 4 extruders, and I've got this all nice and hooked up. Actually pinched a little PDFE tube binder from the anycubic kit over there. Bit of a cheat. I'm actually going to download and print some of it. I think I've got some of the STL files for these. So I'm going to get, one seems to do the trick perfectly, to be honest, for the 4. So it actually sits quite nicely. Word of advice, don't use all 4 lengths of PDFE tube to like feed from the extruder into your nozzle, PDFN extrusion end, because you only need 2 full lengths to complete the whole 4 circuit to actually have it so that it glides with plenty of slack and play all the way to the side as well. So as you can see, there's plenty there. So yeah, and that's the PDF tube's still pretty rigid. It needs to be moved around and warmed up a little bit, and it'll loosen up a bit better. But as you can see, there's lots and lots of slack there. So yeah, so no problems with that at all. That's all good. Just got to fix this cable up at the back here. Apparently it's supposed to run down the middle at the back there, but I want to get a feeder in there, something that feeds a bit smoother so it's not dragging so much. Got a nice new bed to put on that on the K1 Max, so that's going to be tested out well as well. It does look nice. As they say, how's the song go? Goodbye my lover, goodbye my friend. K1 Max was the one, but now CoPrint is my friend. Nah, it's all good. Creality's still my friend too. But yeah, it's funny that, isn't it? So swapping out the unicorn system for the CoPrint multicolor on the K1 Max. Just got to run that cable chain. I'll get it all running first before I flip it over and remove this on the bottom, because I don't want that sitting there. That's going to be disconnected from the main board. Get up and running first. It does look nice. I do like the overall look, and I think it'll look even better once the CoPrint risers on it. The riser itself is probably going to sit about here. It's not going to, you know, how do I say it? You'd have to probably have a top hat for the PDFE tube if you were going to do ASA, ABS, and PETG, things like that, because obviously you want it enclosed. So that's another issue again. But it is good to see that if anyone does want the STL files, I've got the CoPrint riser that goes all the way around for the K1 series, Speedy and K1C. Just got to modify it so it suits the K1 Max, which I'm planning on doing in the next few days. Probably after I finish setting this up, because it's not really necessary to do that until sort of the finish off stage. And then maybe design a top hat. I have got the Falcon 2 40-watt laser, so I could possibly even do a Perspex top cap. So that might be something I might implement on my website as well. As an upgrade option for anyone with a K1 series, I can do some acrylic laser cut in various colors, green, cream, amber, yellow, ruby red, opaque, purple, transparent, all sorts of stuff. So that'll be coming in a few weeks' time, probably more so after Christmas. But yeah, so it looks good from the... Oh, sorry about the light there. It looks good. I like the back end. That's pretty cool. Obviously, guys, remember to adjust these here. People, how you adjust that. When I do the actual video, I'm going to talk about the right tension for your filament. So what I'll do is, without the PDFE tube in there, I'll whack the filament in there, and I'll show you how to actually line your tension up to match the filament, so you actually get the right filament extrusion pressure, because obviously underneath, you can't really see from there, but when you take the top cap off, it does have I think nylon feed gear, sister gear, but the actual main filament gears are all metal gear drive. So they are all metal gear drive. It's just this part here that's a nylon piece. So That's standard anyway, because that is just runs off the drive motor, so it doesn't actually engage with the filament at all. So the filament isn't all metal filament extrusion gears, so that does add a lot of pressure. So especially when you you know, your normal PLAs and things like that, especially TPU, you want to be able to back that right off. But I'll run you through that on the guide on how to get the right pressure tension for your filament for that as well. I'm looking at probably doing something for these brackets here. It sits there, it sits quite well. There is a bit of weight on that. I'll probably say that that's probably coming in at about, it's close to 2 kilos. Probably 2.2, 2.5 kilograms. I'm not sure what that is in pounds. Probably about 4 pounds. So yeah, and with the vibration as well, it's probably gonna, you know what K1s are like, especially with the CoPrint. It prints pretty quick, multicolor. You're gonna get a bit of vibration, and that might move around like this, you know. So I'm thinking that possibly even the grub screws or something, or an interlocker underneath this point here, that prevents this from actually lifting. Because you can see, I'll put the phone down there. There's not much of a point there. I might actually remodify these so that it actually has a hook system. So it actually is more like a G system rather than a C clamp. So rather than a C clamp design, it's a G clamp design, so that you have another piece coming underneath this, where is it? If I can get my finger there. This part here underneath there. That hook part there that goes on just in that point there on tapping on the frame. We want another piece that goes underneath that sits going back that way. So that would mean that it's actually hooked in place and it can't, in case it does, you know, slide or whatever. And that way, if it does have a clamp system there, we can actually put a pilot grub screw into the frame and lock that in. So that would be a good idea too. You know, it's like everything, guys. We all we get these printers. It doesn't matter if whenever we get standard printers. Everyone, even with standard printers that they buy, it doesn't matter what brand it is. We all, well, a lot of us out there, redesign parts to make our printers more, well, I suppose, creature comforts and more ease of use. So yeah, it's coming along nicely. It's looking good. I actually like the whole concept of it. I like the way it looks. I'll get that riser done after I've got it running, and look at a top hat section out of acrylic. I think that'll look pretty funky too. Do some different colours. So yeah, let me know what you think. That's me for tonight, and hopefully I can sort the power supply out and get this up and running. Yeah. Alright guys, that's the second round. I'm out. Catch you on the next one.